Hey, folks, we are coming live a little bit early tonight because there's a bunch of people in here and just wanted to come in, say hello.
Hello.
So we got the editorial producer back this evening. He's done doing daddy duties, at least for the next hour.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it? That was I had to go to a birthday dinner, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but I did call in. Let me mute this. That's my reminder to mute. But I did call in to tell you the joke, and you didn't think it was very funny at all.
I could hardly hear it really because you were didn't have very good reception or something. You weren't broadcasting well. It was really, really dark in the background. So that's what I was focused on.
Well, I don't really have a joke tonight, unfortunately. I do have a really serious question though. So when chickens communicate, because you're like the chicken guy, right?
Yeah.
Do they communicate in foul language?
I didn't have a joke. That was a stupid joke. Nunya, Texas. Hey, sir, welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. It's getting cold over here in Florida now. It's in the 50s. I know for the rest of the country that's probably not cold, but it's a little chilly for this time of the year here. It's a little bit below average, but I kind of love it. Everybody else looks forward to the summertime and dread the winters. I'm just the opposite. I hate summer and I look forward to the winters because I love operating in this colder weather, because we can get a lot done outside.
What's funny is I was watching some Texas snow compilations, Dad, and it was so funny to watch these Texans try to like walk outside in the ice. And then there was like several videos that I was watching that actually showed people. And it's kind of funny, kind of not. I mean, this shows you how strong country folks are, and it don't matter if you're from Texas or Florida, but cooking over candlelight, like putting aluminum foil over 2 or 3 candles, Dad, and lighting them on fire and cooking eggs. Thought that was pretty cool.
Over a candle?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like that would generate enough heat, but I'd try anything once. We got this is hard. I got 2 screens up, and so if I look at one, then it's delayed. If I look at the other one, then I can actually respond in real time. So I'm just going to use this one through StreamYard. So who else we got in here? Come on. Let me start from the top. So we haven't really started yet. There was just 7 or 8 people in here, so we came in a little bit early so we could kind of say hi to folks, and so we're
technically starting in 2 minutes.
We're technically starting 2 minutes. Paula said, no new opening this week. Well, I've been advised that there's something new, but I have not even seen it, Paula. So I don't know what it is.
It doesn't start until 7 o'clock. This is literally just us talking. So you'll get to see it in 2 minutes. And our guests are now in the box.
In the green room.
In the green room, waving at us.
I heard somebody referred to it the other day. I want to say it was simply Jan over there. She said they're in the cellar.
Yeah, in the cellar. I like that. Yeah,
I don't know if I like that or not. They're down in the cellar. So, bring them in. Then we'll take them out when we start. Bring them in.
Oh, Jesus.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. You guys weren't ready for that, were you?
You guys are coming in a little bit early. So, 3-way split screen.
There we go.
Steve, what do you think of my hat?
Very thematic for the day, mate. Very thematic. I love it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Can you hear us okay?
We can hear you perfectly. So we're gonna.
I feel left out. I should just.
We came on a little bit early just to say hi to folks because I think there's 7 folks in here waiting. So we came in a little bit early. So Rick's gonna start it out in just a minute, and then we're gonna send you back to the cellar.
That's cool.
Is that what do they call it a cellar in Australia?
We
don't have a lot of them though, because
they're very rare.
Yeah.
We did hear from Paula said something about there's an echo on you guys, and I hear it a little bit
of an echo. Do you have your audio on?
No.
All right.
Know what's going on.
it could be the room as well. It's a bit echoey.
Yeah, it's a big cavernous room, so
Okay.
I might unplug one of my I don't know if it's this.
We're
All
gonna,
right, well, it's 7 o'clock, so we're gonna get started.
We're gonna get started, so we're gonna take you guys off. We'll bring you back in a few minutes.
Yep, let us know if it continues.
Yep. All righty, guys, let's get this show on the road.
That was cool. Wow.
There you go.
Oh, he outdid himself tonight. That's a cool intro. So that's one of the photos from Sweeney Creek. That's pretty awesome. Well done.
That's
Rick.
that's one of their thumbnails.
I had not seen that because he kind of gave me a little peek, I think, by accident. I asked him, was there a new intro tonight? And he said I'd find out in 8 minutes. So I found out with you guys. So welcome. So we got 19 folks in here, and we got a great lineup tonight. I've been looking forward to this one for several weeks because we're getting a tour around Sweeny Creek Farm, and gonna meet them and kind of have a great discussion with Stephen and Julianne. They were on a live. I still got an echo, Rick. You guys hearing an echo?
I do not hear an echo.
I'm hearing an echo. I don't know what it's from. Hold on, I might know. Start talking, Rick.
Hello. Hello. How is everyone doing tonight? My name is Rick from the La La Farm, and Papa's trying to figure out where his echo is coming from. Let's see who's in here tonight. Michael Harris, Paula Wells.
Stop talking like that. You sound like an idiot.
Yee. All right, Nunya, Texas. Paula, this is everybody that was more or less having their little pregame discussion. So thank you guys, everybody, for coming in. Got Miss Coupon Gale. Nunya, Texas on the back 20, Willett Grove, Mr. John, Betty Jean. I know we're getting the normal echo because I talk so loud. Then I'm coming through on your microphone. Miss Free Hanley Maid. If you guys have not seen their video of it was yesterday, you should definitely head over to Free Hanley Maid and check out her announcement video. There might be something huge happening. So
we'll be talking about it a little bit later, but yeah, go check out Free Hanley Maid. Keep an eye out for Hat Creek Homestead. Yep. Johnny from Willett Grove. Here's what I'm telling you, brother. I'm voting for you just simply because I love your sense of enforcing the law. So, John, you got my vote. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go over to Willett Grove and check out John's Shed Wars video from yesterday, I think. Pretty funny. All right. So who else we got in here tonight? We got from the top, Silhouette Park. They said they were going to come in. I think you got some folks that are going to come in and see y'all tonight, Stephen and Julianne, to throw some Aussie love your way. So we got Freehandly Made, MB Heritage, one of our awesome mods. We've got Come On Homesteading, one of our brothers from just down the road from us here in Northeast Florida. Betty Jean Holson coming at us from the great state, I think she said, of Wisconsin. And I don't even know how cold. She said it's really cold up there. That's all I know. I don't like that kind of cold. Recycled Homestead, welcome. Paula Wells, another one of our awesome moderators. So these are folks that come in here a little bit earlier. The Hobby Farm Homestead, welcome. Nunya, Texas on the back 20, welcome, sir. The awesome Highland Homestead, another one of our great mods. Who else? Michael Harris, as always, welcome, sir. So Michael Harris, we always talk about Michael because Michael's been a long time, probably one of our very first. And Michael's starting a homestead over in Texas. Right now they're kind of in a smaller lot. They're separated from where they keep their livestock and goats. But he got some chickens this week, and he purchased some already laying hens. And he got his first egg. So I was pretty proud of him. He was pretty proud of himself because he actually texted me a picture of his first egg. So Michael, congrats, my man. Congrats.
Did he say, you said these were already layers?
They were already laying hens. So we talked this weekend about, what kind of breeds to get. So it was a good conversation. Michael's a great guy. He kind of showed up one weekend. Everybody says you're going to come visit. And Michael travels for a living. So he was in Northeast Florida one time and he looked me up and he would have spent the weekend at the house with us, but we got a family of 5 living with us. So Michael was shacked up in the hotel for the weekend and spent the weekend over here. We fed him and had a good old time.
They gotta like, mom and dad must like Michael because they didn't even make him work.
No, he's here for educational and experience only. So anybody else you ever find yourself in Northeast Florida? Look us up. I know Paula said she's coming on her next vacation, Florida dedicated vacation. She says she's taking. So Paula Wells, she's coming our way, I guess, in the next few months. So looking forward to that. Paula, we got the wonderful Nuffin edited in here. Nuffin did us a great favor. She shared another one of our videos yesterday. Kind of a silly little short that I did of my grandson. Rick Isaac is not on camera a lot, but when he is, he makes it happen. I mean, he's just a funny kid. He doesn't like being on camera too much, but yesterday he's out in the goat yard and he's trying to jump from tire to tire to tire. And the first time that he did it, I was in the chicken coop and all I heard was, "Ugh!" What happened? That did not sound good. And I looked out the screen in the chicken coop. Yeah, and that little 9-year-old boy rattled his nuggets, and he was not happy about it whatsoever. But he stood up like a trooper and tried to jump that tire again. That's when I went out and started videotaping, and I got, I think, 3 or 4 of the jumps that he tried to make. I don't think he ever made it. The tires were wet. It was muddy, slippery. So it turned into a really cute 40-second short video. But he was a hurting puppy that first jump. He completely missed that tire. Came right down on the boy nuggets, and that was funny. Who else we got in here? Sweeney Creek. They're in the Sweeney's Creek cellar. They're in the cellar. Coupon Gale. So welcome, Coupon Gale / Gale Southern Living. Mark the Hunter, welcome, sir. I don't think I've seen you in here in one of our lives in the past, so welcome. Twin Brook Acres, the best life, and I think that probably about hits them. Let me come down, make sure I got it. Flavors and Textures, I missed you. Myra's going to be on here next week, and that is 2 weeks from now, and she will be our last formal get to know him segment. We've kind of we're pivoting on what our kind of plan is for this live on Wednesday nights. So we'll kind of go over more of that as we kind of go on over the next few weeks. Kinfolk Farm from Georgia. That's an awesome channel. I found them probably a month ago and started watching them, and they're building this incredible grape vineyard, muscadine grape vineyard. And it's just been a really kind of cool thing to watch this evolve. And, basically saying this has kind of been his dream for a long time. And it's a big, big vineyard that they're growing up or starting up there. And I really, really began to really enjoy watching their content. So check out Kinfolk Farm. Or actually, Paul has been dropping links in here. So check out everybody that's in here. But that one in particular, I've really come to like their content. We got the wonderful Sheriff of Cape Cod. I said that like a northerner. I don't know if you caught that, John. The Sheriff of Cape Cod, Will It Grow? And what am I talking about? There's this dispute now between Beheads Outdoors and John at Will It Grow. Who's going to be the Shed Wars sheriff? I kind of like John's approach to sheriffing. It's like way out on the edge. It's kind of like me. I kind of like believe in the nuclear option most of the time, and to resolve issues really quickly. And I think that's John's approach to law enforcement as well. So, who else we got in here? I think I caught everybody.
I think that's about it. If we missed you, we apologize.
If I missed you, then tag us in this. Tag us in the live, and we'll shout you out. Castle Hives. I didn't get Brian, so welcome. That's awesome. I saw the post today, Brian, where you got some shirts up finally. So that's awesome, man. So now you can go check out Castle Hives and maybe get some of their merch. All right. So that's the shout out. So our mods, I think we got Paula Wells in here. So thank you, Paula. MB Heritage is another one of our mods. Michael and or Bobby Joe or Bobby Jean, welcome. Highland Homestead, Eva is another one of our mods. So welcome. MT Homestead, found their channel a couple of days ago and have just recently found them. So welcome. Glad you could make it tonight. You got a joke, Rick, or did you already blow it on the pre-show?
No, I got more.
All right, what's the joke?
What does a cloud wear under his raincoat?
Nothing.
Thunderwear.
That's the other one was better. All right. So today I've changed it up. Everybody used to see my collection of military hats, and in honor, lost my earbud here. In honor of our guests from down under, I asked on somebody's live the other day. There's a bunch of Aussies on there, and I asked the question, what do you call that Crocodile Dundee hat? Now this isn't a Crocodile Dundee hat, and I got like everybody answered that question. It's called, and I couldn't get the pronunciation. An Akubra hat, I think is how it's pronounced. So if that's wrong, all right.
You just got thumbs up from from the seller.
I just got thumbs up from Julianne. So an Akubra hat is what that was called. And so I don't know, probably 15 years ago, I went to I've talked about it in the past. I'm a huge history fan, and I love historical sites. I love visiting historical sites. And so I went to a Civil War reenactment on the other side of our county here in Northeast Florida called the Battle of Olustee. And the Battle of Olustee is essentially the furthest point that the Union Army ever made it into Florida. So they do this reenactment every year. And probably one of the first 2 times that I went to it, they had a sutler there. And that sutler was selling all kinds of Civil War era kind of replica wear, but they also had hats. So I bought this replica hat probably 15 years or so ago, and I hardly ever wear it except for special occasions. And our live tonight with Sweenies Creek Farm is one such special special time. So that's what this hat's about. So this Akubra hat, I kind of was really curious about it. Someday maybe I'll get one, but they're kind of expensive. I think the one I looked at was like $150, and they're made with rabbit fur felt. This is made out of wool, is what this one's made of. But pretty cool. Kind of a reputable knockoff, but not the real thing. So without further ado, let's bring in the guests of the hour. So we have Stephen and Julianne from Sweenies Creek Farm.
Hello, folks.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you?
We are very good on this bright, sunny morning.
Yeah, you guys are the opposite. See, we're like, it's 7:15 at night here. So, you know, I'm still in my work clothes. I got home just in time to eat, and then we ran up here, got ready for this live, and so been looking forward to this one for a few weeks. So, what's on the agenda tonight? I guess we're getting a tour around the farm, because you had a teaser video earlier in the week, you know, saying we're not showing you now. We're going to wait for Wednesday to show you. So what's on the agenda?
Yeah. So I'm sorry if there's a bit of an echo, but we're actually, as you can see by the wires and everything hanging out, we're still under construction. So we purchased this property just over 3 years ago. And we were supposed to start building earlier last year, but things happened. And we were a bit delayed. So we started building the house in October last year, and we'll give you a bit of a tour. So, but the background is that this was a beef property. And it was subdivided into smaller lots. So we've got 20 acres. And we're just going to give you a bit of a tour around the house and a bit of a tour around the property, and we do apologize, we have electricians here, so there might be a bit of noise, and you'll also get to experience what drought in Australia is like currently.
So we don't have much in place at the moment, but I can take you for a walk around and show you where the future plans are. I mean, our plan is maybe in 12 months we jump onto another one with you guys, and we can do it before and after.
You got a really bad echo on you, Steve.
Okay, I don't know what it is.
Julianne is much better than yours.
Oh, I am much better just to start off with. So
I was about to say, it's probably that Rode mic. If you guys put that Rode in the middle, it might help a lot.
We're just trying that
kind of
now.
funny. Rick over at Facebook said so.
That's much better.
So our live right now is really your yesterday.
Yes, yes, yeah. So welcome to tomorrow. So yeah, we're in Victoria, so we're on the east coast. So we're 18 a.m. here. So yeah. So what we're going to do is basically Stephen's going to get his phone and give us a bit of a walk around, and fingers crossed that it actually works. It's not too windy outside, so hopefully you can hear him and everything like that. But yeah, so we're starting from scratch.
Yeah, I saw one of your earliest videos, and it kind of, you surveyed the land, and it looks like all that was there was some electric fence and your cows.
That's pretty much it. The only thing we had done at that stage was we partitioned 15 acres at the rear with a fence, an electric fence for the cows, and that's all we've done up until that stage. So yeah, as you'll see, nothing much has changed except for there's a great big building in the middle of it. So yeah.
When's your home going to be done?
When's my home going to be done, Josh? Tomorrow.
The contractor's in the background.
That's the electrician. So Josh is like, what? So yeah, no, we're hoping about 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, oh, wow. It's tough because we're now taking over doing a lot of the work. So it's really dependent on us when we actually get time to do it. So yeah.
Which is the difficulty of holding out a full-time job and trying to get things done on the homestead as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so we both work full-time, so it's a little bit difficult. So we're working full-time, coming out here and doing the farm and getting everything done. And we have an 11-year-old, obviously, so family time. And, yeah, so fingers crossed we get it done quick.
in the comments, you keep seeing, folks saying, "What's up, Bomber Steve? What's up, Bomber Steve?" So Bomber Steve is Steve's other channel. That's his alias channel, I guess. That's so. In this one, you get respectable farmer, and in the other one, you get snake charmer. And I think Snake Charmer and his Iron Maiden logo for his homepage. So it's like his alter ego channel, right?
Yeah, that's where I sort of keep my other alternative life as a silly fellow that goes out and picks up venomous snakes.
Yeah. And he gets his nerd on over there, so yeah.
Well, what's funny. What's funny from watching your live a few days ago. I think I've got a budding bromance happening with Steve, because he's kind of like a history nerd as well, and both of us love like 80s heavy metal music and 90s heavy metal. So,
I sort of picked up on that. My go-to is definitely anything out of the 80s and Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, all the classics.
I think one of the very first live streams that I was ever on that I saw Steve on. I didn't know that channel. I just saw the channel name Bomber Steve, and I think it was on half pace homestead. I think it was. Is that one that you go on to?
Oh, I've just jumped on a few here and there. Yeah.
I think it was on theirs, and somehow the conversation got drifting to heavy metal music, and then they recommended new AC/DC. It devolved from homesteading quickly into head banging music. So it was fun.
I certainly do spend a bit of time researching new bands and expanding my repertoire of listening.
So when we have a tour around the place, you'll understand that Stephen being a snake catcher is probably going to come in handy around here. So we've got a little bit of bushland and we've experienced a few snakes out here. So that'll come in handy.
So Doug over at His Way Homestead says somebody demolishing your house. Quite the contrary, they're building it from scratch, right? I mean, this is a new construction.
Brand new construction. We've tried to use a lot of materials like these bricks here. They're recycled from 150-year-old buildings. We wanted the house to sit on the property and look like it's been here for 150 years. So when you do a bit of a tour, you'll see the outside. It looks like an old barn, and there's a few bits and pieces. But if you can hear some noise, that's our electrician. So I apologize.
We got a bunch of comments. So I think that's where that comment's coming, is demolition happening, and so
take a coffee break.
So when Stephen does a bit of a tour, I'm going to mute myself so you don't actually hear that. But I don't know, Rick, do you want us to start the bit of a walk around, and we can tell you what we're doing?
Yeah, go ahead and start. So we got some other folks that have joined us. We got His Way Homesteads come in now, Lori's World. We got Getting It Done North of 7 rolling up there, and I think I caught everyone else. And Sarah, what farm from your neighbors?
Sorry, we're getting a bit of feedback from Stephen. He's going outside. Oh, hang on. He's trying to join in.
So I'm in the show now.
And he's going to turn the camera around.
Does he know to do all this, Julianne, or you the instruction? You issue the instructions and directions. He just does it, right?
Yes, I operate well under.
See, that's a great husband there. He just listens and does what she says. All right.
Yep.
You got the floor, Stephen.
Okay, so this is the living and dining and front kitchen area of the house. So we have a couple of exposed trusses that have been made out of the most gorgeous wood. they're going to be very much a feature.
Did you all have that wood milled, or is that a off the shelf kind of purchase? The beams are beautiful.
Yeah. So I keep forgetting the name of the wood that we use for that one. It's thick ash. So it's harvested, I believe, in Tasmania. And so it is possible to get reclaimed factory trusses, but they're very hard to get hold of now. It's become very popular. So from the living area, we head down a side corridor or back corridor. And this area here is the future study and computer room. So this is where all of our YouTubing will be done. This is also for Harrison for his entertainment area. And then through here is Harrison's bedroom, our son. You can hear a bit of going on up in the roof. Eventually, this wall here will be removed and this room will be combined to make a theatre room because out the side here we're actually building another section which will have more bedrooms and another area, but I'll show you that when I get outside. So we come through our front working kitchen. So this is where we've got a rather large industrial oven coming in there.
You mean on the floor where it says oven?
Oven?
Yeah, yes, correct. Yep. So Julianne used to run a cafe, and when we closed down the cafe, we actually kept hold of the combi oven. So it's a full commercial combi oven that will do proving, baking, the whole box and dice, as we say. So yeah.
And I think Stephen's going to show you a true Aussie mullet if Josh will let him. So
yeah, so this is Josh. Now, when you hear about an Aussie mullet, that is an Aussie mullet.
That's interesting.
And people that have mullets wear them proudly. So
that's our pantry. Yeah.
This is our pantry. So this is going to be lined with stainless steel benches.
That whole room is the pantry?
Yes. So it's basically it's a combination pantry and working kitchen.
Do you guys call it a pantry or larder, or what do you?
No, we call it it's a pantry. It's a pantry.
Yeah.
We just we don't have a pantry even remotely close to that size. I know Lala and Chelsea would love one, but that's huge.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the stainless steel benches, so there'll be a lot of prep work done in there.
And a lot of preserving of food. So
yeah, you got to have that extra space. Very cool.
So heading down this way from the living.
Julianne looks like she's got a radio station there.
Yeah, we're pretty well set up, that's for sure. So the front section is separated by this joining corridor, which I'll be able to show you from the outside as well. So we head into this area here. Now, this here is going to be the future mudroom. So when we come off the farm, we'll have a bench and a place here where we can take off the muddy boots and hang everything up. So it'll be allow us to sort of keep the house separated from the activities outside. This is the master bedroom as we come through, and we have French doors out onto the side of the property, and you can see some of our magnificent gum trees that we have growing in this area. This is the ensuite.
Yes, the eucalyptus trees. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So bath located here, toilet and vanity, and
shower.
A small shower. So just to give you a size reference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. And you might also notice that there's no shower base. Julianne and myself can't stand shower bases because they're impossible to keep clean. So we've actually got it integrated into the slab. And then tile into the walk-in robe. which will have hopefully enough closed storage. Definitely have enough closed storage for Julianne, and might have
For
enough
you? Oh my God, he's got more clothes than me, so no.
The other happy thing that happened as well is if you look at the roof line here, the roof line comes from the front section of the house and comes straight through. And as we continue out into the garage, the roof line continues. So as we get into here, we've ended up with 10-foot ceilings, which is
Oh, wow.
very, very nice. So it's going to allow us to have a lot of storage up above the cars all the way around. This is Daniel, our electrician.
Does he have an Aussie mullet?
No, he doesn't have an Aussie mullet.
Would you ask him if he would like to grow a mullet?
The question is, would you like to grow a mullet?
I don't know if I can grow something like that. It's impressive for a 17-year-old, isn't it?
It's very impressive for a 17-year-old.
But that's an impressive beard he's got there, though. So, you know.
Yep. Now there's Daniel's a redhead. Now in Australia we have a couple of funny things with redheads. Now one thing is that redheads will be called Bluey. So as you're growing up, oftentimes redheads have a nickname of Bluey.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Because it's the opposite of orange and it's funny.
Is that an insult or is it just what happened?
No, it's a traditional way of things happen. Even the World War I diggers over in the trenches, you know, anyone with a red head, he was just called Bluey between the platoon members. So, and the other name that he might have been called is a ranger.
Ranger, yeah.
Yep. So I don't know if you can work out where ranger might have come from.
Orangutan?
Orangutans are orange, and so Aussies, when they see a red head, go, yeah, call him a ranger, which is just a bit of gentle jibing. Thanks, Daniel.
So out here, just so you're aware, we don't have town water. We rely on rain collection systems. We don't have a dam at the moment either. So this is all infrastructure we have to put in. So this here is the position of our tank, which is 110,000 litres or 39,000 gallons. So
wow.
that's our only source of water. And as you can see up on the roof there, we've got solar hot water as well. So we're not off grid currently, but we are trying to do as much as we can. So solar hot water.
You guys said something, I think it was on your live the other day, or maybe in this video, that in Australia, that if you even have like private water tanks, that you've got to give the municipality or the government permission to tap into those there.
Yeah, there's a regulation where we live that you need to allow a connection for the firefighting service here to access it, and you have to allow available to them a minimum of 10,000 litres. So if they have to fight a fire somewhere here and they run out of water, they can just connect up to any tank here. So
do they have like a common stanchion or something that they hook onto to draw water out, to pump it out?
Yeah, there's a fitting that we have to put on that's a CFA fitting, which is our Country Fire Authority. That's a specific fitting, so that one goes on, and then we've got one for us. So, but we're not allowed to let the tank get lower than 10,000 litres.
All right, this is a question for you. This is a question for you, Julia.
A bog roll?
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
Oh, all right. So all of us Yanks, we learned something tonight. So now we can go to Australia and ask for toilet paper.
Yes, but it's not a common expression. I pick on Stephen a lot because he sometimes slips into Aussie slang and I don't. So I kind of pick him up and he'll say things in our live and I'm like, no one's going to understand what you're saying. I don't use the word bog roll, but yes, it's terrible because when you say, yeah, you're going to the bog.
Several weeks
I don't use that one either.
Several weeks ago, Adam and Nettie at Silhouette Park Farm did a whole video on Aussie languages, different words that they use in Australia from the United States, and it is hilarious. And That's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
So is that the house? Is that the house that I did the drawing of? Then I'm assuming at the very beginning.
That would be it. Yep. Yep.
Very nice.
So
that is a gorgeous. It is so. It is very cool to see how you guys have your house laid out, because that is very, very, very different than what we would. I mean, I don't know if y'all's house is different than others in Australia, but it is very differently laid out than something here in the U.S. where, you know, I don't really know very many houses that you might walk into a mudroom out of the garage like what you guys have, but then the front door, you walk into a living area, and then off of that is the bedroom, like period. That's where they're at. You guys actually have to go through a corridor looking thing, go next to the garage to make it to the master bedroom. I mean, it's just a cool layout, and it's a very cool looking house from the outside for sure.
So what we did was, well, you can see it's really dry here. It's terribly dry here. We haven't had any rain for since November. So
I was about to say, so much grass.
Yeah, not much there. So it's very deceiving. So yeah.
What's your average rainfall there? Do you know?
18 inches.
18 inches
for a year?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Ours is 50, but we're in Northeast Florida. Our average is about 50 inches, and we're about a foot over that this year.
We did actually a couple of weeks ago. We got 2 inches in 6 hours, which it's great, but it actually caused more issues than we needed. So we kind of got flooded because the ground's so hard it couldn't absorb anything.
Right.
So I think Stephen's going to have a bit of a walk. So Terry's walking here. Oh yes. Turn around, Stephen.
I didn't have the keys out of the car.
So that's the back of the house. So to the left of Stephen, we'll be putting in a shed, and we'll be putting in our future high tunnels and a garden. So just over there. So that's where we'll be doing that. So we'll be building it. One of our earlier videos was us taking down a barn that we were recycling, and this is going to be us putting it back up again. So that's the back of the house.
Julianne, Paula Wells asked, how does the cattle get fed without rain?
You'll see. We have to ship in food at the moment. So we're shipping in round bales. We do about 14 at a time. And we have no water. So you may have seen on the back of Stephen's car, we had a water tank as well. So we're cutting in water and food. So it's pretty tough.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And I've never had to buy my water, so I have no relative experience with that. But, if you buy water, and it's not cheap. Water in the States is expensive. So to buy a tank of water, what does it cost?
If do you know the IBCs, the white? Yeah. So to fill one of those up at the moment, we have to pay an annual fee to be able to access the water. But to fill one of those costs us about $5, and and we have to do it every day. So
$5 Australian dollars.
Yeah, so I'd say about maybe $4 American. Yeah, but we have to do that every day. So as you can see, this is the fence that we put up that is electrified. So don't touch it, Stephen.
Been there, done that.
He's done it a few times while he's tested it. He's like, no, it's not working.
Maybe you should touch it. That'd be funny on video.
Yeah, not happening, Rick. Just not happening.
Lick your finger first.
Yeah, no.
So the good thing about our property is when it was subdivided into a lot of properties, we actually got a stand of trees, which has been handy for the cows because we get up to about 115 degrees here. So during the summer. So as you can see, this is where the cows have been at the moment. So what we're doing with this is we're shifting this all the way around the farm. We're trying to utilise the cows digging up this dirt, and yeah, so you can see that this is a lot better than it is up the front, because the cows are pooping, and yeah, so that's a little bit dry at the moment, but you can see this where we've been shifting everything, so we just rotate it where it goes around.
I mean, this may it seem like a very simple question. I know there's no such thing as a grass that doesn't have water, but you know, is there any kind of like hybrid grass that they grow in Australia that you know is really super drought tolerant? Or
I think ryegrass is pretty good. So, but yeah, there's not a lot, and this property was really compacted and neglected and everything like that. So we're starting with a bit of an issue to start off with. But you can see where he's walking. There's nothing there. So
yeah, is that 115 degrees Fahrenheit? I'm assuming,
or Celsius?
Yeah, Fahrenheit. So yeah, about 45 degrees. So this is where we've set up the water for the cows. So we've recycled some old bathtubs. So just have them sitting there. So go back to those, Stephen, if you can. Yep. So we'll go to, the cows will actually go through those a day in the hot weather.
So how much does that take? One IBC tote to fill all those up?
Yes, just one. Yeah.
One a little bit.
How far away?
Yep.
How far away is the water?
For us to buy in, about 10 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I mean, I know this. I know some of these questions are just like they probably seem absurd to you, but the having to buy water is absurd to us, you know, because it's just something that we're not used to, and
I mean,
that's absolutely crazy. Like I could not imagine. That's just something that I couldn't imagine is not having water, because that's just something that I guess us in the States, we just take it. I guess we just we don't appreciate it because there's just what seems to be an endless supply of it, and you guys are that's crazy.
I mean, for example, I can go out into I can take basically a wellhead, which is this brass fitting that goes onto a PVC pipe, put it onto a 1-inch pipe, and start pounding that down into the ground. And at about 6 feet, I can hit water and then start pumping water out of the ground. Because
as you can see, it's really dry. But
really, that's amazing.
We're looking at sinking a bore for a well, but there's no guarantee we'll find water. And when we do, it will be very brackish and salt. So we'll need to have a desal plant as well. But you know, you're talking $25,000, and there's no guarantee you'll hit water. So yeah.
Oh man.
Paula, the other referring to about it's $130 a month. What is just for the cat? You mean to bring the water in? Is that what you're talking about, Paula? Paula's like she's a numbers gal, so she's probably doing calculations.
She's probably mathing it up behind the scenes.
So when we're actually having to buy in food, these are our Murray Greys. We go through around 2 or 3 round bales a week, and when it's hard to come by, for one of those round bales, the big 5x4 will be about $200 each. So you're looking at $600 in food a week. So, and we've only got, I think, 8-9 cows at the moment. So.
That's amazing. Wow. Rob says my old house had a shallow hand dug well. Rob, that's exactly what I'm talking. I mean, we can just punch a hole right into the sandy soil, and in this part of Florida, at least I can on my property, because when we were putting a fence in, and we were digging down like 3 foot with a tractor auger, and we're hitting water on one of the more shallow parts. So you know, I went and I dug as far down as I could, and I was hitting a steady source of water at about 6 feet. in some parts of my property. So
Well, I don't know if
that's
Stephen
amazing.
I don't know if Stephen can show you to the right. We've got an old tank that see that thing there? That is supposed to be on a stand, but our bull decides that he wants to treat it as a soccer ball, and he roots it around. Yeah, so that's our bull there. But yeah, he roots that around the whole property. So
What's a soccer ball? That big round thing?
well, no, he treats it like that thing there. That's a water tank that he's knocked off the stand, and
Steve, will you jump up on that and roll around like a log roller?
Yeah, don't think so.
So he just rolls it around the property, and he's made a mess of that. So yeah, but yeah, he likes to push that around. So, but yeah, so these are our cows. These are Murray Greys, really, really quiet. Really great beef. At the moment, we've had nine calves over the last 3 years, and we've only had 2 girls. So that's one of them, just there, the little girl. And that's our bull. And if Stephen disappears quickly, it's because he likes to have his carnal knowledge with Stephen.
What's the bull's name?
He's Resi. He's a stud bull, so he's New Year's resolution. So we call him Resi.
So Steve will appreciate this, and so we've got I think at this point we've got 3 intact male goats, and the ones that are bred and born on the farm that we keep, or the ones that we end up registering with them, we name them after AC/DC songs.
Awesome.
So our one that was born last year that we kept, his name is Heat Seeker, and that's a play on words.
I'm sure it is.
He did a really great job this year for us.
Well, if he's named after AC/DC, I'm not surprised.
and all, if someone wants to chuckle, do this. This will be your homework assignment after this live tonight. So go on to Google and just type in names of AC/DC songs. And as you read through that list of songs, keep in mind if that would be a good name for a buck or a male breeding goat of any breed or any animal. It will make you laugh out loud. I guarantee it. AC/DC songs. Julianne's wondering, I'm going to do that. Just
This here is one thing we also face in Australia down the southern states. So this is the evidence of rabbits that have come onto the property. So their droppings are sort of palletized, and they are constantly sort of scratching and digging. They also dig burrows down into the ground. So the problem with rabbits is not only the fodder and the grass they eat, but also the increase in erosion that they exacerbate with the way that they live. And we've got a number of rabbits that need to be controlled at this point, which is going to happen in the future.
So Paula Wells asks, how much does beef cost in Australia with it costing that much to raise? So I'm assuming like if you go to the grocery store and you pick up a pound of hamburger meat, how much does that cost?
What's
pound? That? Half a kilo? That's half a kilo. You're looking at about £2 to a kilo.
About $12, like about $10.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So,
when we were 12 months ago.
That'll deter you from eating hamburger.
well, to show you the difference, 12 months ago when we sold our steers at market, we were getting $2.93 for live weight, so that's before cut, and it's now up to $5 a kilogram for live weight, so it's almost doubled. So obviously the price of beef is going to go up, hence the reason that we're raising our own. So yeah.
Rick, just to give you an indication, top quality, like topside steak or beef, is currently going at about $20 to $40 a pound.
That's insane.
Oh man!
I mean,
so now you know why we're trying to do this.
Yeah, Boots and Bonnet says it's about $3 in Texas.
This is kind of a silly question. How do with that being the case, you know, how do restaurants like McDonald's and stuff are they bringing all of that in frozen from the United States?
No, we don't.
They don't have a dollar menu.
Import.
They don't have a $1 menu. They have a $5 menu.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we have a $1 menu, and that gives you a hamburger. Their $1 menu over there is a $5 menu.
That's insane. How do they do McDonald's down there and fast food like that?
Oh, it's all 100% Australian beef, but you know, it's we have the issue at the moment, which we weren't facing. A lot of farmers destocked due to the drought, and now they're stocking back up again. So obviously, people are looking to buy, so the prices are going to go up. It will stabilise, and you know, it will go down. It will go down, but at the moment, people who sold off because of the drought are now trying to restock. So, and we've had a few natural disasters. So,
is that soil? Is that Steve? Is that like it looks more like a clay base, is it, or it doesn't look sandy?
We've got about 12 inches of topsoil, and then underneath that is clay. So, yeah. Wow. And of course, this was tilled up, and so basically, yeah, destroying the topsoil.
When you get that much rain, like you were talking about earlier, you know that there's no way it's going to suck into the first 12 inches, and then it's just going to run off. So that would create huge issues. Wow.
So when it rains, we prefer slow, you know, drizzle. Coming all down at once is just a waste for us. So,
well, not only a waste, but it can be dangerous because the rain can't soak in fast enough. So then you get flooding. I mean, we're having the exact opposite issue right now with the amount of rainfall that we're getting. Like Papa said, I mean, we're already a foot over what our yearly average is. I mean, it has been constant. And it is hard to drive through the yard. It's hard to mow the yard. Because I mean, Papa doesn't know this, but Papa, he can go on his way out tomorrow morning. He can look at the side of his pond where I almost put an $11,000 zero-turn lawnmower into the pond because I slid from the very top all the way down to the edge, and you know, I was scared. I think the only thing that held me in the seat was clenched butt cheeks. So
I think there was a question from Highland Homestead saying, "Is our burgers actually beef?" It is really beef. So yeah, McDonald's is 100% beef. So, but yeah, it's just expensive. I mean, if you go out and buy a burger, it'll probably cost you just for a hamburger, you know, about $10.
Oh.
So.
I want fries and milkshake with that for $10.
Yeah.
The other thing with McDonald's too is McDonald's have a number of farmers that they have basically contracted. So they don't go to the market to buy their beef. Their beef is basically supplied through a chain of supply that they've already pre-set up, which is sort of a win-win for everybody. Which helps them to control their pricing.
What kind of trees are those? Those are really pretty trees.
Yeah, they're our eucalyptus trees, so our gum trees. So yeah, so our plan is for the future. You've seen the cows. We've got some chickens there, and we'll be getting some pigs as well. So when we move out here, and we'll start to do like Greg Judy and Joel Salatin's rotational grazing, because this has been intensively grazed, so it's just overgrazed at the moment. So we're going to get some nutrients back into the soil.
The other thing with the rainfall in the land too, Rick, is that our soils here are very ancient soils, and since European occupation, there's been a lot of deforestation, which has basically unsettled the soil and exposed it to things like rain events. So we constantly fight against erosion and soil degradation through the fact that our soils have always been covered by forests and now they aren't. So, you know, and then things like the rabbits then exacerbate that. So that's also a constant thing that farmers need to be addressing, and certainly is something that's part of the movement that's turning farming around in Australia a bit, I hope.
So in your area in Victoria, is that really, really widespread, the deforestation issue, or is that kind of something that's unique to your area, or is it really?
It's Australia. It's Australia wide. So we don't have as much of it here in Victoria because most of our farming is dairy farming. But if you go north and over to the west, it's cattle farming. So and cropping. So it's a little bit more there, but not so much here. But I mean, there is one good thing about the farming in Australia is that with this recent issue that's happening worldwide, we had no problems with the food supply chain at all. So there was no lack of food for anybody because we do so much farming in Australia. So there was no issues with fruit and vegetables or beef or anything like that. So we didn't have shortages.
Christy from Boots and Bonnet, she says we're blessed in the United States, and Christy, I have been saying that for decades, ever since anyone who's really been able to have the opportunity to travel the world, and I don't mean to the tourist destinations, I mean to the places around the world where people live, not the cruise ports, not the large airports like Paris, small villages, small towns around the world. I mean, it's amazing how little resources some of these nations have for their people, and how well we have it here in the United States. That's why it's just aggravating as all get out for people to I can't say it to complain and moan about how bad it is in the United States. This is Americans are spoiled, period, hands down. They don't understand. Many don't appreciate the ones that are protesting and saying how bad it is in this nation.
So what is y'all's favorite part of Australia? I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, in its own way. But I mean, what makes you guys, if you had the decision to move somewhere else, and you of course you guys are hunkering down and building this really, really beautiful home on a beautiful piece of property, like what makes you guys enjoy calling Australia home with all these obstacles that you guys have to hurdle?
I don't know. Stephen might, I don't know what he would say, but I just like, we're pretty chill. We're pretty relaxed. We face this, but this is just what we do. So, I mean, you deal with water and everything like that, and we deal with lack of, but I think we're just pretty laid back. I mean, as you can see by our electricians, we're a pretty good bunch of people, and I think it's just the people and the fact that, we can do what we want to do here, and, no one's up in your face, but yeah, I don't know. And I like hot weather too, so I must say I couldn't move anywhere where there was too much snow. So, but yeah,
my philosophy is quite simple. I would miss the Aussie spirit, and the Aussie spirit is, as you face adversity and as you face these things, we have a saying: "She'll be right, mate," and it just means everything's going to be fine. And if it's not, there's people that have got your back. People will step in, and being an Aussie is not a skin color or a belief or whatever. It's a brotherhood of humanity, and I don't care where you come from, what language you speak. So if you want to come to the country and make it better and contribute and be part of this great country and knuckle down and shoulder into the challenges that we have, that's what Aussies have always done, and that's what we'll always do.
I love the way you put that. Brotherhood of humanity. And not putting the skin color, not putting do I live in North or South, and I'm sure you guys have different cultures depending on where in Australia you are, and of course there's the super, super proud patriots and proud Americans and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's that way wherever you go. But I can tell you, I watch a lot of Australian channels, a lot of Aussies, and it's not even just homesteading. There's another one, I think it's called Young Bloods, but it's a spearfishing and spearfishing channel. I think, if I'm not mistaken, on like the northwest coast of Australia. But it is very cool and very, very.
I'm going to get Stephen to come back in. Sorry,
Kind of gives you an insight on and just a real appreciation for like that, like you said, Aussie spirit. So being proud to be an Australian, and down here in the States, there's the you got the southern folk and you got the Yankees, and both are very proud to be Southern, and the others are proud to be Yankees. And but at the end of the day, most of us in the U.S. Are proud to be Americans. And Dad was right. I'm not gonna go on a rant, but Americans are spoiled. A lot of the things that you guys are having to drive, the fact that you have to drive 10 minutes to get water, the fact that you have to spend $200 on a hay bale. Americans, man, it would crumble people if they had to pay $200. They wouldn't try to figure out a different way. They just say, you know what, that's too hard. I'm done.
Well, recently we had a whole heap of just down south of us. There was some people with a whole heap of hay, and they all got together and decided, because Queensland had gone through a major drought. That's the north of us. They got together, and there was about 60 or 70 big semi-trailers that just loaded up the hay from our Gippsland area down north and just drove it up to Queensland and just gave it to farmers. So and that's just what they do. So it happened when we recently had some bushfires here. We lost 1.5 billion native animals in one of our recent fires. And
is this the one from?
Just,
this is the one like in the middle of last year, right?
Early last year. Yeah,
that was the one that's the one where everybody on Facebook was putting their profile picture as support Australia, and like I said,
it was devastating.
Like I said, I follow a lot of other YouTubers that are from Australia, and a lot of them are fishing channels, and just you could see literally the people, not channels, but you could see the people just coming together over there and making the best of this awful situation that you guys were in. And I
mean, Australia on the land map is about, it's the size of America when you consider it. So, but we've only got like 7 states. But it's Stephen was talking about it. We pick on, we're close to Melbourne, and there's that rivalry between Melbourne and Sydney, but it's just, just a rivalry. We give a bit of room. But when things go really badly, the whole of Australia just joins in. So we're not just like, you're proud to be a northerner or southerner.
Yeah.
It's just you just are proud to be an Australian. So I mean, and it's not easy, but there's other places that have the opposite challenge of us, where they've got too much water. So in Australia,
like over to the west of us, there's states, South Australia and Western Australia, and when things are good and everyone's happy, Western Australia, they're just sand gropers, and with South Australians, those useless pro eaters, and we stick jibes with each other, but when the chips are down and when it's tough, and we have to shoulder the load, and we have to come up with solutions, and we have to have each other's back. They're not sand gropers and pro eaters, they're Australians. And we have to where that come from. And that's just part of our spirit. That's what we showed in World War I, World War II, and particularly going back to Rick's love history, World War I, when we fought alongside the Americans at the end of the war, that was the spirit we brought.
So this has been very uplifting. So basically where we go from here is we have to paint this whole thing inside and out. we have, I'm making the kitchen, I'm building the kitchen and a few of the mud rooms. So we'll be having a few things coming up on our channel where we're going to actually do it. This is our 19th house we've actually done. So, but this is it. We're not moving again. I'm tired of moving. And the second part of the house, we'll actually be doing all of that ourselves. So we'll be documenting everything. We just ran out of time, so we've got a builder in to do this part just to get us out here. So we'll be documenting the building of the second part and the setting up from pretty much scratch and setting up our vegetables. And for those that have watched our channel, you know we've had a bit of a disaster where we brought in some soil to where we're currently living in a rental that was contaminated with herbicides. So we've lost all our food, which has not been fantastic. So fortunately, we didn't bring that into the farm, which is our one saving grace. But so we've got a lot of work to do. So
that section that I took you through with the master bedroom and the garage, that'll all be replicated on the other side to form a quadrangular, a U shape. And then our outdoor living area will be in the middle of that, and that will also make it a lot easier for me to snake-proof it to provide some safety for our dogs. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the plans. So that's the tour.
This has been a blast. I appreciate the tour around and kind of the lesson on Australian life. And you know, I think a lot of folks kind of learned some new stuff today, particularly kind of, you know, some of the maybe a lesson in gratefulness. And I doubt in this group, you know, American homesteaders, probably like homesteaders in Australia, are very independent minded people. They don't think like the mainstream, or at least they don't here. But they're much rather of the ilk that I want to do it myself. I don't want your help. You know, that's just a great way to live. And, you know, it's the whole self-sufficiency mentality.
Well, we started this YouTube channel basically to document our final house that, you know, because this is where we want to be. And we've been working our whole lives to get to this point. And so we just started it as a bit of a homage to building the house and documenting it for our 11-year-old. And then we found the YouTube community, and that was really unexpected. I just didn't know it was there. So, and we've had a few ups and downs, but, you know, you can get online and have a bit of a chat to the people that you've met via YouTube and yourselves, and you go live and, you know, you can share what's going on. And so you guys can see what's happening over here and we can see what's happening at, sorry, I'm just answering that question. Acres, yes. We've got 20 acres. So, yeah, but this community was like, that's just the biggest shock to us. So, because our friends think we're crazy. So, yeah.
Well, my family thought
just on that question too.
You know, Kimberly, who's Lala, and myself, our families both thought we were crazy. It's like, you know, we're, you know, going late 40s, and it's like, what are you doing starting a farm in your 40s? It's like, you know, to me, I just couldn't imagine doing anything else. I mean, Kimberly she grew up on a farm. You know, it's just it's always been our goal, but, you know, life has twists and turns, and you just kind of navigate it the best way you can. And, you know, you realize those goals some sooner than later. So, you know, our farm was kind of a late goal for us, but it took us, you know, a long time to get there. So,
I suppose the ultimate answer to that question, you know, why would you do it? The answer is because we can, and because we see the benefit of it, you know. And if it means there's tough times, you just get through it.
So now our biggest question when we talk to folks now is, you eat goat? I'm like, you eat goat? Nobody can fathom it. Well, folks, I think we've caught all of the questions. Catfish Terry, welcome. I don't think you've ever been on one of our lives.
Yes.
Has he?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Catfish is awesome. So he's fun.
Yep. Catfish Terry also came in, if I'm not mistaken, whenever we had Castle Hives on.
Okay.
So.
Well, I've been on several of your lives. I listen to them in the morning, and yeehaw!
That's it.
I listen to them in the morning. I usually don't interact. I'm kind of like in a background lurker because I'm working while I'm listening. So, welcome.
So Rick, what we're also doing is when everyone's allowed to travel, anyone who wants to come over is more than welcome. So there's always a bed here for anyone who wants to come over and visit. And I promise you, during winter and spring, it's green here. So it's not always this dry. So, you know,
is he going to protect me from snakes?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm all for it then.
He's a baby when it comes to snakes. He cannot stand snakes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. You don't see a lot? They're scared of him.
It depends where you are. So, I encounter a lot because I deal with the 1% of people in our town that encounter them in their backyards. But when you look at the number of people and the number of interactions, it's not as blown out of proportion as what the media.
And I think we had one death in Australia last year from snakebite.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's like the Steve Irwin of the snake world, apparently.
I can tell you, if you ask the rest of the world, the only time people die in Australia is from great white sharks and snakes and spiders. That's it. That's the only reason why you guys die.
No.
It's so dangerous there.
We take the greatest risk when we get into our car and drive. That's our biggest risk.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think for most Americans, or at least Americans of my age, you know, their concept of the Australians was Crocodile Dundee. So here's the closing. So do you own a big knife, Steve?
No, I don't own. Well, I own some kitchen knives, but I don't own a knife. No.
That is not a knife. I mean, no.
I've got this mate down in Melbourne called Darren from down under Farm and Forge, and apparently he could make me a knife, and I've entered many times, but I haven't seen it yet.
Well, that's what I told Darren I want to buy one of his knives, and he says I'm on the list, but I'm not sure how far. I think I'm like
it's long. It's a long list. And I just want to point out another fallacy that Americans, we do not put shrimps on the barbie. So they're called prawns, and no one says that. So I don't know where that came from. So
this has been a blast, folks. Any closing? I think we've caught most of the questions and all. This has been a blast. I appreciate both of you coming on, and I hope you had a good time. If you have not checked out or you are not subscribed to Sweenies Creek, go over there and check them out. And you know, all the mods in here have been dropping links all night long, so go ahead and check out the other channels that have been in here. So you know, there's been a lot of folks coming in and out over the course of this. So we got like 38 likes, so that's pretty good for one of our lives. So there's 22 in here now. So go ahead and check them out. Check out each other's channels. You know, go over there, watch some content, watch a video, leave a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Does them no good, huh?
Show some love.
And just want to say thank you guys for having us, and hopefully in 12 months' time you can come back and it looks a little bit better than what it does at the moment. So we'll be living here. But yeah, we just want to say thank you for having us, and thank you for letting us show you what, you know, Australia is about. And yeah.
And Rick, just keep wearing that Akubra, because if you do come to Australia, you'll get through border security much easier with your Akubra on. So yeah, just
really?
keep wearing that, mate.
Will they call you a poser? Because this isn't a real one.
We're going to name you an honorary Australian. Like you look the part. So
well,
yeah, this has happened.
Adam's already said that. Adam said
this has happened twice. This has happened twice now.
Silhouette Park said that I can use that I can say the term good mate. They already gave me g'day and mate, and so they've given me permission to use that. So I will wear my hat. So with this, I'll close. Visiting Australia literally is on my bucket list. So
Awesome.
I would love it's probably in the top 5 is coming to Australia. So it's not out of the ordinary. I got to work on Lala, be willing to leave her goats that long. And so see, we have differing priorities. Huh?
Isn't that what Rick Jr. is for?
we have very different priorities. All right, folks, we're gonna let you go. This has been a blast. Thank you both, Stephen and Julianne. enjoyed it a lot. So be well, and again, go check them out, folks.
Same to you. Thanks, guys. Stay safe.
You guys enjoy your day, seeing as though it's in the AM.
Thank you.
Bye,
It's
guys.
lunchtime.
All right, that was fun.
I just want to say they did such a phenomenal job that they pulled Paula Wells away from her moderator duties to like do
Interact.
Paula Wells math, and she just like Paula Wells fell out of the comments because she was so busy watching Sweeney's Creek. And that is, I tell you what, that's an accomplishment all in its own. So yeah, that was awesome.
That was fun.
Great job, guys.
So we've been telling you for a few weeks that our get to know them section, which we started at this point, I think that was number 25. So we started this several months ago. We're changing the format, going more to a freestyle type of format where, you know, we don't necessarily have a fixed agenda of guests. We'll still have guests, but they're not going to be on a rolling schedule. We've got two more to kind of finish up our series. The next one is going to be Paula Wells. I had to work Paula over to get her to say yes. No, I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. But I did ask her and then challenged her, and finally she gave in. It's kind of like the old style, you know, say uncle. I twisted her arm enough and she said yes. And then so that's going to be next Wednesday. 317 is flavors and textures. And then we're hoping that our 324-21 live will be a 5,000 celebration. So we're going to have a party on the 324-21. I think we need at this point 190 or about there, and given kind of where we've been growing in terms of numbers each day, we should make that. But we need about 190 or so to hit our 5,000 mark. So on the 24th, we're going to have a big old party to celebrate that, kind of freestyle. And then 331, this is a really important one. Earlier this week, you saw, and Rick mentioned it a little bit earlier, that's you. Hold on. See, squirrel getting it done north of 7. So Roland says, that's you, Rick. I thought it was Garth Brooks. You know, Roland, that's awesome, man. No one's ever mistaken me for Garth Brooks, so I appreciate that. I got hair though, not a lot of it, but I got hair. No, I wanted to kind of at least fake represent my to my Aussie guests that I have a kubra. A kubra, I think that's how they say it. But on 331, so leading up to that live, on April 2nd of this year is what's called World Autism Day. And following last week's live, Nisi from Free Handly Made reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and asked if we would be interested in working with her on a collaboration to teach people about autism as it relates to farming, homesteading, and the therapeutic benefits of that. And, you know, I charged Nisi with, you know, find me a couple of folks that can come onto the live, and we would love to be able to do that. And so that's going to be happening on March 31st. Coming up is going to be a live to really discuss the benefits of homesteading, farming as it relates to families that have children with autism that are on the autism spectrum. And so Hat Creek Homestead, they just joined us, so welcome. So the two channels that are going to be on that live are Hat Creek Homestead and Nisi from Free Handly Made. And so we want to really promote that hard. So, you know, I rarely ask anybody on these lives for favors, but I would like you to, on that day, once that comes out, once that link comes out for that particular live, and that'll come out generally. Rick's got the links put out usually by Tuesday of each week is when he will post it on our community page.
This one I will be doing this. I am. Because of the cause, I mean, it is, and if again, Papa said, Free Handly Made, she went on and did Actually, I'm gonna take it over for a minute. So Freehandly made this video, and I'm sitting in front of my computer, and Papa shared it to our community tab already, saying, "Hey, check out this video." And I couldn't help but like almost tear up at seeing how like how much you could tell she was just so passionate about the topic that we're going to be talking about on March 31st. And you know, Hat Creek's going to be making a video, and both of them are just like I said, the topic itself is very, very, very important to them. And so I will probably be doing a lot more promoting on that live stream for the 31st live stream. Because I mean, it should be promoted. It should be promoted. You know, I expect for a lot of people and a lot of traffic to be pushed to that, and you know, there should be a lot of traffic there. I mean, it's definitely something that my son is not on the autism spectrum, but when I am able to push him outside, it just allows him to be him, kind of like in an open setting with no walls and really no rules to a certain extent. I would never tell my son there's no rules, or he would take that to a whole new level.
Overthrow the farm.
Say what?
He'd overthrow the farm.
Oh yeah. I mean, it would become Bubba Farm. But no, I mean, just allowing him to like go outside and be him. I mean, you can tell at the end of the day when he's been outside all day long and not in front of the television and not in front of it's therapeutic. And the fact that it's therapeutic to my son, you know, who he does have other things. You know, he definitely thinks differently than other children. But again, he's not on the autism spectrum. But like I said, you can definitely tell whenever he gets back in the house after a long day of playing outside. And if you haven't watched our previous vlog from Monday, literally getting buried by his brother in fill dirt.
Yeah, he's the one that racked his little boy nuggets the other day trying to jump from tire to tire and would not quit. He was obsessed with making this leap. Never did. Tires were wet. Yeah, but it was funny enough.
But like Papa said, we don't ask very much. You know.
But I'm asking you for this one. When that link comes out, if you would share it through your community tabs, if you have a community tab, or talk it up in your lives, we would be very, very, very grateful for you. You know, we want to bring as much awareness to this topic as we can, again, in celebration and support of World Autism Day. It isn't about subs. It isn't about anything to do with subs. It's about
nothing to do with views, subs.
Nothing to do with views, nothing to do with subs. It's just bringing information that is needed and necessary to as many people as we can. And if you're not interested in it, that's fine. Don't come to the live that night. My feelings aren't going to be hurt. But I would like folks to spread the word as far and wide as you can, and see if we can bring a lot of folks in here for that particular live. So after that, that's really the last formal one that we have on the books right now, and we'll probably go back to a kind of a freestyle format. But the one thing that we, instead of doing this get to know him segment, which is really where we started, and you know, John Will It Grow was really literally our very first guest that we ever had on here to do these interviews. And now there's a lot of channels doing these interviews, and we've kind of been figuring out what are we going to do to pivot to another topic. So we're really going to have, instead of a regular recurring schedule, because I think that's gotten kind of old and worn out a little bit.
Repetition.
Repetitious. We're basically gonna, kind of swap it up and have, it's not really gonna even have a name to it, but really bring very, very, very narrowly focused topics. Whether that be somebody that we invite on to discuss. I mean, very narrow, so that it's really
autism on the homestead.
Yeah, very narrow topics. Won't be all the time. We might have a few or kind of free form type of things for a few weeks, and then have a topical discussion. But really try to keep it much more dynamic than it has been up to this point. So here's what I ask of you. Now, there's still 23 people in here, not a bunch. We had I think 38 over the course of this thing. Paul, I'm not going to say that, but that's truth. Kind of what's happened. so we're just going to try to pivot away from what we've done in the past and try to still bring good content information. But we're not really going to be focused on smaller channels. Not that we don't want to support smaller channels, but we want to be able to bring content versus limiting that content by the size of the channel, because there's great channels.
It's not even, if you, did I lose you? Nope, no, there you are. It's not even just that. And you've said this in the past. I mean, we have show notes that we follow, that Dad works very hard on every week. And it doesn't have, you won't look at our show notes and see, all right, at 7 o'clock, we need to do this. At 7:03 and 30 seconds, we need to do this. But there's a certain time frame that we kind of have to stick with because, if we didn't, the show would be 3 hours long. And so, at 7:15, we try to bring in our guest, and there's a lot of things that we have to do. We have to do before that, and to do that every single week, it's just at the very beginning. Papa did a very, very, very long shout out for all the people that were already in here. We had upwards of 15 people starting the show, and so 15 minutes worth of shout outs for all the people that we had in here wasn't really enough. And so now it gets down to 7:15, and I'm looking at them going, man, this live's going to be, this live, and we don't want that. We want to go ahead, and some of it we want to, as Papa said, freestyle. But just we don't want to feel rushed. And
so we've got a few things. We've got, so if you have a specific, very narrow, specific topic, such as what Nisi had emailed me and said, this is what I want to do, and we can explore that, and I want to explore that. I want to explore as many options as you can. What's interesting to this group? So if you've got a skill set, a very narrow skill that really, I think homesteaders are good. They're able to do lots and lots of things, but they may be only really exceptionally good at one thing. Something as simple as John coming on here talking about oysters would be kind of cool. Farming oysters, that would be kind of cool. Not necessarily about homesteading, but then we could have John make his oyster recipe. So something as simple as that. John knows a lot about farming. He knows a lot about gardening, but something very, very narrow. I don't want it to be super, super wide. Email me if you have any ideas. So best life, making income on your homestead would be a great topic. That would be a great topic. If you have mad skills in one really focused area, give me an email and we can start a dialogue about that. So I'm going to do the giveaway, and then we're going to call it for the night, because we're already like an hour and a half into this, and I don't want to keep you. So here
or keep
is
Lala.
Huh?
Or keep Lala.
Yeah, we'll get in trouble if we go too long, because I've got like the Lala police downstairs, because she allots me like an hour and a half for this tops before when I go down there, she's gonna say, "What took you so long?" And she's gonna do it just like that. What took you so long? So I'm gonna get Lala, and I don't want to do that.
She sounds like an angel when she asks.
Yeah, she's nice. Lala's very nice. What you see on camera is what you get. But she I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get in trouble. All right.
I'm gonna.
All right. Paula, we are 93 minutes in, but we started like 5 or 6 minutes early. All right. Shirt giveaway or $10 Amazon gift card. All right. So we did a short recently. And the question is, and this question was an ingenious question that comes from Paula Wells, who texted me after that went live and said, here's the question. I'm like, that's a great question. And she even said, I'm not going to play, obviously, because she knows the answer to it. How many tires are in the goat yard in that video? That's the question.
Hat Creek says Little Rick is just hush, Dad. Hush. Shh, I hear her coming.
I don't need help getting into trouble. I do enough of that on my own. How many tires are in that video? Or in that little short? Simply Jan Homestead nailed it right out of the gate with 7. How did you know that, Jan, so quickly? Did you count tires in the video?
She says, Simply Jan says, I win. And then she says 7.
How did you know that? I'm thinking this is going to go on and on and on and on and on. There's 7. So Jan gets it. So Jan, do you want yet another shirt? Jan's getting quite the la wardrobe. Or do you?
Well, technically, Roland was right too.
Roland's got, but she was first though.
Jan, did you see Roland's answer?
What's Roland say?
All of the tires. Dork.
All of the tires. That's a great answer. So Jan, email me. Let me know whether you want another shirt, which I'm willing to do, or if you want the gift card. And if so, then I can just email you that and get it done quick. So folks, we're going to call this a night. This has been a blast. Thank you so much. We still got 23 people in here at 90 minutes. That's absolutely amazing. Remember, if you got ideas that you want to kind of push out, I don't care about your channel size anymore. You can be a big channel, little channel, medium channel. I don't really care. I really am more interested in topics that you want somebody to help you kind of push out there. And I'd love to be able to kind of help you with that. So that's what we're doing. All right, Jan, go to the Teespring. Paula put the link in here. Go to the Teespring account and tell me the design that you want, the size and color, and I'll get it ordered for you this week. Paula put the link in there somewhere. Paula Wells, there's 6 in there because I know you said 6, but there's 7 in there. If you look right from the beginning, you'll see there's 7 tires in there. I promise. So we're going to call this one, folks. Thank you so much for being in here. Whiskey and Sunshine Off Grid. I don't think I greeted you guys when you came in, so my apologies. That's a great channel there. They've got completely off grid. It's a pretty cool setup they got up there. So the best life, he's got his shirt. Can't wait till it's warm to wear his shirt out. Well, I can't wait to see a video of you wearing your shirt out. So, folks, you all have a wonderful night. Hope I get plenty, lots of emails from you on specific topics. Again, I don't want to know what you're okay at. I want to know what your mad skills are, and if we can kind of design kind of a live around your mad skill set. Mad skill meaning the best. This is what you do the absolute best. All right, folks. Good night. Be well. Take care, and remember, always treat others as you would like to be treated. That's why I got to be nice to Lala, because she will kick my bleep bleep.
I thought you said she was nice.
She is nice.
Night, guys.